Miami, I think they were the worst team in soccer, and they just won the whatever league cup.
They were
We finally got a
Messi.
championship.
They were 0-3-3 before he started playing, and then
Why
they
do
haven't
they-
lost since.
How do they have a championship game in so little game? Like,
I
why do
think
they
it
not
was.
play a lot?
I don't know for sure, but I think it was a tournament inside of the season. I think. I don't know for sure, but
For any person out there who does not watch soccer or care, what is the big deal with this guy? Who is he?
Lionel Messi. He's less like Michael Jordan.
He's
Why
like
is
the
he
Colonel
playing-
Sanders
so-
of the chicken world, Jesse. That's about.
So they normally play in Europe, and now United States has got the best player in the world. So
Yes.
he's playing basically in a.
He's
Why is he not playing in a
Argentinian.
European league? The USA is getting that much better at soccer. They can afford him.
No, USA's awful at soccer. That's why he came to the very worst team in the league, and they've not lost since he's been there. And he scores
No,
2 goals a game.
Well, I know, but like
They're paying him. So
you usually,
David Beckham,
I feel like that's kind of like, oh, I like Aaron Rodgers is going to go play in the Canadian Football League.
well, soccer has like multiple professional leagues, but David Beckham bought the Miami team, and I'm sure they paid him an astronomical amount of money. Plus, I don't know. I mean, you're from Argentina. Do you want to live in Miami Beach, or do you want to live in wherever
FIFA World Cup.
wherever
He's not representing the United States, though, right?
No, but you see Neymar. You see Neymar's Saudi deal. I'm telling you, look, if the Saudis are listening, I mean, we need help immediately.
Funding, please.
Dude, they're just
Neymar
forgetting about
Neymar was like their fourth choice. They tried to give Messi like
Mhm.
800, 900 million dollars. Like it's just
Did
crazy.
you see the plane they flew him out there on?
Private, like
It's like the Air Force One.
yeah.
It's stupid, dude.
It's wild.
I would sell out to the Saudis. in a
Everybody's
heartbeat.
starting on my Air Force One.
You ready to kick this off, Sprouse, or what?
Please.
Yeah. Everybody, smack your microphone, shake your ice cup, do whatever you do.
Sorry. That was obnoxious. I won't touch it again.
Okay, Jeff, tell me when we're live, my friend. Welcome into the #1 Group of 5 football podcast in all of the world. We are the Group of 5 guys. Our goal and our mission is to be the voice for the Group of 5 football programs that the mainstream sports media refuses to be. We need you on our team. We need you to help us do it. We need you to go to all the social media platforms at Group of 5 guys. Give us a follow, retweet, repost, share, all the above. Go to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you stream your best podcast. Subscribe to the channel, like it, subscribe, leave a comment, tell your family and friends all about us, or you can go to group5guys.com and get you some Group of 5 guys swag. On this show, we made it. Week 0, college football this weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about the games. We're going to give you some betting tips and plenty more. Hope you enjoy the show. Have you had it from somebody born and raised in Lafayette, Louisiana, at a tailgate? Doubt it.
Lee Corso is a guy who had a retirement party 10 years ago, and yet he still won't leave the office.
Projected getting drafted between the first and third round. Like that's incredible. The wide receivers are absolutely stacked for the Group of 5.
I said Michael Pratt has got to show up and play, and boy did he. 394 yards, 4 touchdowns, 48 rushing yards on the ground, and another touchdown.
I really appreciate you do for the Group of 5 programs, and I think it's great. I think we should get more of this. But you guys are on the forefront of this, and
so I'm thankful for this. I'm glad that you're talking about the Group of 5 because I think they get overlooked.
But it's a ton of fun to watch a guy go to the NFL from a Nevada or a Colorado State or a Middle Tennessee or an App State, and fans follow that kid.
I appreciate what you guys do, truthfully. Covering the Group of 5. Y'all said it earlier, but the Sun Belt to me is college football.
It has been a long time, but we made it. Long off season, boys and girls, and we have arrived officially to game week. College football week 0, which, by the way, is all group of 5. I think every game in college football this weekend includes a group of 5 team. Couldn't be more excited to be here. We've got a big year coming to you from the group of 5 guys. It's going to be a big year in college football. College football is changing. All this offseason, conference realignment, the transfer portal, all that stuff out the window. Because, damn it, on Saturday, we're putting the ball down. Toe meets leather. Coins are tossing. Beanie Bowl's over. Camp's over. Let's get this thing cranked up. Are you fellas, how fired up are you fellas right now? Very excited. Good to see. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's get the show
No, I did.
started.
I did that just to make it feel awkward for you. I'm fired up. Sprouts week 0. I've been excited since August 1st. You can, like I said, 2 years ago, you can taste it. And even though these games may not be the best games to look forward to the week 0, I'm fired up. I'm just excited to see some guys on my TV giving it their all and trying to lose me some money. It's going to be, it's fantastic. It's the best time of the year. That people say it's Christmas, say it's Thanksgiving. No, it's week 0. Week 0, it's like the appetizer before you get that that steak and that potato. I like a nice little piece of bread and some butter. Throw me over a little shrimp cocktail. That's what week 0 is. And you can't have a good steak until you have a good appetizer. That's what week 0 is.
Appetizer. I don't like these terms. Not the greatest games. We got college football coming. Do you think that UTEP doesn't think this game matters, Jesse? You think New Mexico State doesn't think that this game matters? Shame on you. The huge weekend of college football.
There are some conference. How about having some conference games? Look at Conference USA just said, you know what? You can call us what you want. You can make fun of the teams we got. We're starting conference play before y'all are even starting playing football, damn it. We got here? We got UTEP going to Jacksonville State, very first FBS game in Jacksonville, Alabama, and it's a conference game against a good team, and it's the best line of the week, lowest line of the week. You got FIU going to La Tech, 2 teams looking to bounce back, have decent years. You got all kind of stuff happening.
Yeah, I want to say I apologize, Jeff. Jeff called me out on it. You're correct. You're correct. I am excited to see Navy go to Dublin and play Notre Dame. I'm excited. And all joking aside, Ohio, San Diego State, big time game. San Jose State, can they keep it close against USC? Can they shock the world? There are some big ones out there. UMass, New Mexico State, can't wait to get the debate on that one.
Well, before we do that, I want to just get the show started before any games have been played. We got a long season ahead. I want one bold prediction from everybody on his eye roll number 1 of the 2023 football season. Jesse doesn't want to do a bold prediction. He probably doesn't have one. He probably just now looking at the outline for the first time right here, right now. Swag Bear, bold prediction 2023. Let's hear it.
Bold prediction 2023. I think the Troy Trojans represent the group of 5 in the New Year's 6 Bowl.
Wow. Okay. It's not bad. All right. Murph, what about you? Bold prediction 2023.
I don't know how bold of a prediction this is, but after spending a little time around our old alma mater, Middle Tennessee State University, I'm doubling down on the fact that the Blue Raiders are going to beat the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers in the 100 Miles of Hate rivalry in Bowling Green this year.
That's your bold prediction for the entire season.
For the entire season. It's the only game that matters, Sprouts, to me.
It is.
It is a bold prediction, though.
It is. Because think about it. Western's the top dog. Nobody's.
Yeah.
But we got to spend some time over there a couple weeks ago, Sprouse.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised with what we saw.
Jeff saw a quarterback with 12 on it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they're going to be good."
He's just like me. He was not sniffing.
Talk about that.
It was on the live podcast.
That's right.
Jeff was enamored with this guy.
See, Coach Stock came up before and said him and Brent have been talking about it. Which isn't that amazing with coaches though? He hasn't seen Jeff.
I know.
In pads in 10 years.
At least
11 years.
Getting old.
12 years. So, but this guy, he looked just Jeff. Anyway, Tip, bold prediction for 2023. What do you got?
So I have the same bold prediction as Jesse has.
Wow.
I think Troy goes undefeated, and I think they go to a New Year's Six Bowl. And I think obviously the big key win for this year is at Kansas State in week 2. I think they go there and they win that game. Kansas State's quarterback from last year, Adrian Martinez, and their running back, Deuce Vaughn, they're gone. So they also, on defense, they lost 2 of their top 3 tacklers from last season and lost their interceptions leader. And so with Troy finishing 19th last year in the final top 25 rankings, I think that's enough to put them on the radar of the voters and should get them the opportunity to play in a New Year's Six bowl game if they go undefeated.
Jesse?
I'll let Tip have that one. For all I know, he's been preparing that answer. I did a recap of our last episode, and I said that the Sun Belt would get at least 3 to 4 Power 5 wins between week 1 and week 12. As a group of 5 whole, I'm going to go on a limb here and say that the group of 5 are going to get at least 8 wins this season against Power 5 opponents as a whole. At least 8.
I like it. I like that. My bold prediction for 2023 is there will be a debate at the end of the year, and the group of 5 will get left out of the playoff, and there will be outrage in the streets. But we will be on here saying that they deserve it. In my opinion, they will deserve it, but they'll get left out, and we'll be.
You said
protesting.
A bold prediction, not a known prediction.
No. No, bold. Please, y'all said a bold prediction, and 2 of you said the same thing. It's not very bold. That doesn't stand out. I'm saying there's going to be a team. Y'all are saying Troy represents the group of 5 in the New Year's Six. So what I'm saying is if Troy is that team, they're going to be sitting there at number 5, maybe undefeated, and they're going to get leapt at the end of this after championship weekend. That's my bold prediction. You're welcome.
Understood.
Swear to God. Season hasn't even started, Jeff.
I'm not trying to get into
the guy has a bold prediction, something different, something that stands out, something out of the ordinary. I
feel like the past 3 years there's been a team that's right there that's saying, hey, can they make it in?
No, but last year nobody thought Tulane deserved. I'm saying they deserve to get in. Nobody thought Tulane deserved to get in the playoff last year.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
They deserve to be ranked higher than what they are now.
Well, that's a fact.
That's bold.
But anyway, we got to get to a lot more stuff here. This show is brought to you by Southern Roots Radio, our friends there in the Nashville area. Jeff, go ahead and play that commercial for us, please, good sir.
Are you tired of listening to the same music playlist? We got just what you need. Southern Roots Radio is an audio magazine rooted in Americana, curating music, culture, and sports to a stubbornly independent audience. Go check them out at southernrootsradio.com, or you can download their app on either the Apple or Google Play Store. Southern Roots Radio. Come on in and stay a while.
We got a lot of football games happening this week. Not a lot. No, I mean, it's a here's what I'll say about this week. You're going to want to tune into all of them. I mean, and that's the good thing. That's the good thing for all these teams playing on week 0 is they're getting their game on national television. And, I'll just go through them really fast. You got Navy versus Notre Dame in Dublin, Ireland. By the way, how can they consider this a neutral game for the United States Naval Academy playing across the pond in Europe, in Ireland, versus a team called the Irish? How can this be a neutral game? Notre Dame, how they get away with the scheduling that they do. They're the only team. I mean, all this conference realignment, and they are still sitting there, not in a conference, but trying to convince the other conferences to add people. They're not even in one. I don't like, of all the games, I don't like that at all. This is not fair. The Navy's going to be flying over there on a cargo plane Like, I mean, this is just as unfair as it gets.
Navy's gonna get dropped out with parachutes to the game
on an aircraft carrier, getting to shore on a rubber boat.
Well, here's the other thing too is, that field that they're going to be playing on is going to be god awful. It's going to be soft, probably some soccer field,
rugby.
Yeah, or a rugby field. I'm not even sure what stadium it's in, but there's no way that the playing surface is going to be as good as it is here in the States.
It's also supposed to rain, like mid-60s and rain. Yeah.
Why are they doing this? This is not in my mind, this is not like an NFL grow the game kind of thing. Like,
they were supposed to do this in 2020 and they didn't get to do it because of COVID. So now they moved it to this year. Granted, last year you had Nebraska and Northwestern, which was a decent matchup, I guess. But from what I remember, I'm pretty sure it was a wet game then as well. If anything, it may not be a neutral game, but like Tip said, if it's rainy and wet, and it's going to require some toughness, maybe some Navy SEALs grinding and cutting and spitting, they might be able to sneak by and make this a pretty close game against Notre Dame. Notre Dame, what? They lost to Marshall last year. Yeah, they ended up winning 9 games total for the season, but they haven't done anything to impress me lately. So you never know. This might be the year that Navy decides to turn it up a little bit,
Especially
and to the fullback, get 4
especially
yards.
Being ranked 13th. Like, what has Notre Dame done to be ranked 13th in the country? Can somebody answer that question for me? Because I don't understand. Sprouse?
They have gold helmets.
Tradition.
They're not in a conference. So
there was a movie once about a walk-on defensive lineman, which again was not even realistic at all.
Well, Joe Montana spilled the beans on that.
Yeah.
It wasn't even true.
That wasn't a true story.
A lot of it.
You mean tell me Vince Vaughn was not the 3rd or 4th string quarterback for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who was a subpar quarterback at best that just was there to party and got definitely didn't live up to his talents?
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule here of Viva Stadium.
Viva la Raza.
Rugby, concerts, football, which I'm assuming means soccer. Yikes. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But anyway, sorry, you got UTEP at Jacksonville State, Conference USA playing some conference games. You got UMass at New Mexico State. You got Ohio at San Diego State. Interesting group of 5 on group of 5 matchup there. You got Hawaii going to Nashville to play Vanderbilt. You got San Jose State going to USC, play the Trojans. Where's USC ranked right now? 5, 6?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. And then you got FIU going to La Tech in what we'll call the nightcap. It's a 9 p.m. Eastern game on CBS Sports. Guys, on a serious note, all those games, any one in particular that you're looking forward to the most, Jesse Swagbear Grisham?
Honestly, I am looking forward to the Navy Notre Dame game. But just for Notre Dame being favored by so much, just I like Navy to be there and running the ball, running the clock out, especially if it's raining. I'm not saying Navy's going to beat Notre Dame, but and I'm excited to see Notre Dame playing Navy week 1, playing a triple option team week 1. I don't care if you play them every year. It's always scary, and just looking forward to it.
Yeah, you wonder how much Navy or Notre Dame is prepped for the option in camp, because you don't want to waste your camp prepping for one game necessarily. So that's interesting there. Jeff, what about you? Anyone in particular you are looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the UMass at New Mexico State game. I think New Mexico State is going to be much improved from last year, and really excited to see Diego Pavia, that quarterback dual threat guy who had some bright moments last year. That's a team they should handle, in my opinion. So if they come out and handle business, it might show that the Aggies are for real. Now, if they struggle with UMass, and it's going to be like, maybe this is just the same old New Mexico State, but I'm excited to watch that game. There's going to be some really good players for New Mexico State. that I'm going to have my eye on. So,
yeah, I like it. Tip, what about you? Anyone in particular you're looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at this UTEP at Jacksonville State game. Like you mentioned earlier, Sprouse, Jacksonville State first FBS game. I think Rich Rodriguez is going to have these boys fired up and ready to play. I think JSU Stadium is going to be packed and it's going to be rocking. And I think they want to come in early. They want to set the tone and they want to show that they belong in the FBS. So I'm really, really excited in that game. And early pick here, I think Jacksonville State wins that game.
that game makes me nervous.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, a lot of respect for Jacksonville State in their first game, just being what it was a 1.5 point dogs.
I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Rich Rodriguez, how does he get that much credit? Like UTEP is good, and Jacksonville State has been like average at best for the past couple of years. Now, like I said earlier, they have history. They've been to 1AA, semifinals and championships, but that was like 3 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah. If that game was not UTEP, I would like it a little bit. I think it is going to be rocking. I think it's going to be a great environment. But yeah, I mean, we talked about UTEP on the Conference USA preview.
I like
they're
UTEP
a contender. Yeah.
If it was week 3 or week 4, I think I'd be, Vegas must know something. But it's week 0. Like that would why would they do that?
The only thing that I can think of is it reminds me a little bit of when Middle went to James Madison last year for the opener. And like it's the opener for for college football in general. Like you usually get a good showing by your student base. Now JSU has had a good crowd atmosphere last year. I mean they've been competitive, so it's just like I think all that emotion, everything is behind Jacksonville State. So that's the only thing I think of from a betting standpoint why that line is so close that they think that momentum is going to carry over and give them. And that quarterback, I mean, that quarterback's good, Zion.
Yeah, but Gavin Hardison's a ball player now.
I'm with you. I'm high on UTEP. I think they're going to win, but I don't know.
It seems it's one of those ones. It just seems too good to be true. But I mean, Tip's taking Jacksonville State to money line. So I mean,
absolutely 100%. So like Jacksonville State, I think they're going to be super aggressive on defense in this game. I think it's going to disrupt old Gavin Hardison and UTEP's offense. Rich Rodriguez is going to make sure his defense. They are not scared of Gavin Hardison. They are not scared. Gavin Hardison is not the type of quarterback that's gonna take over a game necessarily. He is a don't turn the ball over. Let's manage the game, and let's try and just score enough points to win the game because UTEP has a good defense. But I don't know. Jacksonville State, they run the ball very well, very successful doing that on offense, and they have an aggressive defense. I think that plus just being fired up because of the situation and the circumstances of this game. I like it. I just like that I think that gives Jacksonville State the slight edge in this game.
Narrative pick.
Is Jacksonville State, or if they go undefeated, are they allowed to be in the conference championship or go to a bowl game? They're not.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think so because of that transition year. Yeah, so there's only what did we say? There's only like 7 teams that are even eligible in Conference USA. Better win it now if you want to win it. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think the best game, the most interesting game for me is Ohio at San Diego State. You talk about Ohio. Tip said before the show, Rourke is supposedly healthy. He's getting the start. Very good, high-powered offense. San Diego State, Brady Hoke, always really good defense. Just interested to see where that one goes. And then, that's a long way to go for Ohio for a week 0 road game. So also interested to see how that one plays. A lot of these games are, now that I'm thinking about it, a long ways away from each other. I mean, obviously Navy going across the ocean, UTEP going to Alabama is a long way. UMass going to New Mexico. They're all of them.
Hawaii.
I was confident about UMass, and then I started doing the logistics in my head. I'm like, dang, they're going far to New Mexico State. So changing my pick.
Oh, Oh boy.
And it
Well,
has
yeah.
begun.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm surprised Jeff
we're in
didn't say anything
mid-season
about.
form.
I'm surprised Jeff didn't mention San Jose State USC. I figured that'd be one.
I got
pretty high
I got
on.
my San Jose State or San Jose Sharks hat on, but I that's just tough. I think they're just up front, especially they're going to be physically outmatched. Now I am excited to watch Cordero and see what he can do against a very, very good Trojan defense, but I think it's just going to be. I think it's
Very
going to
good
be.
Trojan
Is it a good
defense.
Trojan
No,
defense though?
tough
Sir, it
sledding.
isn't. It's not a good defense. I'm with you,
I don't
Jess.
think USC has. They have an offense. It's gonna be a high scoring game. What's the over on that game? Can we discuss that earlier?
64.5.
Okay.
So what they're telling you they're telling you, yeah, USC's about to score. If they're going to win by 30 points, they're going to score. Well, whatever. I don't know how to do the math there. 50, something like that. But anyway, we're going to do things. So just to get the audience on board with what we're doing. So we're not going to dig in to all of these games live on a Tuesday night. We're going to be doing our pregame show Saturday morning. That's where we're going to make all our official picks, etc. But we are going to talk a little bit betting on the Tuesday night show. So let's get into it. Week 0 is a little different. We don't have games to recap, anything like that. But we don't have as many games. But we have come to a couple of consensus picks, and we're going to let y'all in on it. We want y'all to follow along with us, and we'll keep a tally of our record as the season goes along. But we're going to do a dog of the week, a lock of the week, and an over-under of the week. And then we're going to have 2 daily fantasy player prop picks every week we're going to do as well. So, dog of the week, we are taking Ohio. Going to San Diego, a long way. We are taking Ohio to win that game. I want to go to Tip first. I know you're big on this one, but what's the thought process between taking Ohio?
Well, I think one of the big reasons is if what I saw earlier today is true, if Ohio's quarterback Curtis Work's going to come back ready to play and he's going to start in this game, and I think that just brings that Ohio offense to just another level. And it changed the line a little bit. It opened up at 3.5. San Diego State was favored, and now it's down to 2.5. So it looks like that news of Curtis Work coming to start has slightly adjusted the line a little bit. But we know San Diego State's MO, right? Their defense is very good, right? But what did we notice watching their offense last year? It was kind of all over the place. It's kind of hit or miss, inconsistent. Didn't score a whole lot of points. But I think Ohio's offense is great, and I think I'm very excited to see this Ohio offense go up against this defense. San Diego State has a new offensive coordinator this season, so with this being the first game of the year, this offense might not be the most efficient in this first game. And I got a couple of stats here real quick. So last season, San Diego State was 3-6 when their defense gave up 13 or more points. If you go up to let's go up to 20 points. Let's say they gave up 20 points or more a game. They were 1-5 in those games. Ohio's offense last season, when Curtis Work was healthy, Ohio's offense averaged 33.6 points per game. I'm just saying, I think with you're telling me, I know it's kind of difficult to compare last year's team to this year's team, but didn't really see a whole lot of change with San Diego State. They're going to have a good defense. I think the offense might struggle a little bit again this season. On defense, though, they're giving up 20 or more points. They're 1-5. They're just not scoring enough points. I think Ohio's going to score more than 20 points against San Diego State.
Yeah, I would agree. And I don't think San Diego State, I mean, they can't score, but they scored more than 20 points one time. Is that the
No. When San Diego State's defense gave up 20 or more points, they were 1-5.
I read you.
So their offense just wasn't scoring enough points.
Yeah.
Heck, the one before I think is even bigger. 3-6 when their defense only gave up 13 or more points. 3-6.
That's
not good.
Your defense is doing their job. 13 or more points. You're giving up 13 points and losing.
That is PP.
You talking about locker room fights with performances like that from offense. You talking about a linebacker that's looking at that quarterback every time they get into get into the locker room.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So that's our dog of the week. We're all taking Ohio over San Diego State. Now, lock of the week. I'm not entirely sure. I think this is like a 3-1 consensus. Taking New Mexico State -7.5 at home versus UMass. Murph, I'm going to go to you for the explanation first on this, and then I guess if
I didn't hear it. Swear to God.
Swag has a little bit of a rebuttal or like.
No, I don't. No, I really don't. I really don't. This is a good pick. This is a good pick, just due to the travel, because I have no idea about these teams, but long travel. Jeff.
Yeah, I think New Mexico State's going to be much improved this year, and you just like you just stated, you have that travel coming out, and anytime first game of the season, usually the offenses are a little bit slow to start, but what I like them for 7.5 points to win that game is their quarterback. I think he's a dual threat guy. He can run and he can throw. So especially early on in the season, I see him relying on his legs, getting out, extending plays, converting third downs, and I think that's just going to be too much for UMass to handle. If they were on the road, now it might be a different thing. I think that might be a lot, but they were my dark horse pick for in Conference USA. I just think New Mexico State's going to be much improved, and that offensive line is going to be better as well. It's going to be able to move the ball for that offense.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, UMass is, I don't really know a whole lot about them, but I think New Mexico State's going to be better, and UMass has not been good in a long time. By the way, going back to that Ohio-San Diego State game, we were on the podcast with the Get Back coach. Shout out to them. And I made the comment, there's no quote-unquote big Power 5 games. Ohio at San Diego State is the Fox Sports game. Are we getting Gus Johnson on that? Or are we getting B-Team FS1? Because we talked about it. If you get Gus Johnson on a Curtis Rourke call, this could be phenomenal. I mean, if there's a game to watch for the announcer, that's the one. But I don't know.
3rd and 15. Curtis Rourke. Money. Money. Aztec Nation is deflated.
It's a great impression there.
Pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. But I don't think we're gonna get him, unfortunately. I don't know who we're gonna get. I don't know who even works for ESPN anymore. So who works for Fox anymore? But anyway,
those guys probably all got pay raises and they got rid of all the good guys whenever they.
I have the answer.
Oh no!
Oh lordy!
Who we got? Who we getting?
Anish.
No, he's an ESPN guy.
I know. Still. I just want to say his name.
Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman.
Brando's good. That's a good call.
I don't know who Spencer Tillman is.
Brando's good. So in Navy Notre Dame on NBC, you're gonna get. I think you're probably gonna get like Tony Dungy and somebody who I don't know who else does that.
Yeah.
Do you think
on
that
NBC, you're gonna have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish band playing their song every 2 seconds.
No, is that who's doing the Notre Dame game? Probably. Do we have an announcer for the Notre Dame game? That's I didn't know if it's Kirk Herbstreit they were going down to the.
It's on NBC. Notre Dame's.
Oh,
yeah, it's on NBC. Sorry. So you're gonna get that crew, which
UMass to Mexico State. Okay, that'll probably be.
That's gonna be ESPN.
That'll be Kirk Herbstreit. That makes sense.
Herbstreit is taking the week off.
Yeah,
they're not even doing game day, are they? Not from campus? That's ridiculous.
I don't know, actually, honestly.
Yeah, ESPN, you're going to get Golick Jr. No, Golick Jr. got canned at ESPN. Thank God. I don't know who you're going to get on that game. Hawaii Vander, you know who you're going to get on SEC Network because you're going to get Aaron Rodgers' little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get Jordan Rodgers. Oh boy. Anyway, we're way off.
Year for Vanderbilt.
We're way off the ball here. Over under. We debated this pretty thoroughly before the show. We are taking Navy and Notre Dame under 50.5 points. And I got to tell you, of all these picks, these locks, this is the one I am the most confident in. Navy, Notre Dame under 50.5. We debated it before the show. You're going across the planet.
Ocean.
Yeah. Across the pond, as they call it. You're going to Dublin, Ireland. You say pond when you go to
England.
Yeah, but you still got to go across it. So
fish and chips. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be, you're going to have a crappy conditioned field. We already looked. It's going to be raining. Navy, my prediction on how this game is going to go, you're going to get, Notre Dame's going to go 3 and out, probably 2 possessions in a row. And Navy's going to have a little bit of energy to open it. They're going to get a couple of first downs. You're going to look up. There's going to be 3 minutes to go in the quarter. And I don't think they're going to have time to score 50 points.
Navy doesn't want to get blown out. So, I mean, I think behind the scenes, Navy's thinking, let's take as much time off this clock. Unless Notre Dame is going to be throwing some like 50-yard torching bombs for quick touchdowns, I don't see how they're going to get over 50 and a half points. I've been wrong before.
If Navy's offense can consistently get first downs and just keep the drives moving, get down into Notre Dame's side of the field, that clock's just going to keep running.
Yep.
And then, like Sprouse said, it's going to be like end of the first quarter, early second quarter, and it's going to be like 7-3 or 3-0, super low scoring because of the time of possession. Navy could potentially take off the clock.
Well, Tip, you also said it's supposed to rain, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah.
So if you got
mid-60s and rain.
Yeah, you got rain. It's kind of cold. You got the option, field conditions, flying. Like, take the under.
Navy can pretend they're playing the UCF Knights. They will. It'll be a close game because they always play the best football.
They do.
Against UCF. They can put it together. I like it. Under.
Yeah. Take the under on that. So now we're gonna get into the player props. This part is presented by Prize Picks. You guys download the app, use our code GOFG. Prize Picks will match your first time deposit up to $100. We're going with a couple of season long props for this week's zero, and I think these two are, barring injury, these are locks. Now we got Frank Gore Jr. going over 1,030.5 rushing yards. And I mean, this might happen in like 7 weeks. Malachi Corley, Western Kentucky receiver, over 1,049.5 receiving yards. Those are our 2 Prize Picks player props for the season, really. But those are our week 0 picks. Murph, to go to you. Any thoughts on those?
Yeah, I mean, as much as Western Kentucky throws the ball and Corley's the top target, he's going to get just, 10, 12 targets a game. I mean, to me, that's just easy money. And all these season props, it's barring injury, right? Yeah. But he's shown the ability to stay on the field and stay healthy. So as long as Austin Reed stays upright, he stays upright, I think that's a lock. Got to be.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I think Prize Picks too, if there is an injury, they'll DNP it and it'll just disqualify you get your refund on that, depending on how much they play. I think if they miss a certain amount. But yeah, those two, I mean, I like it. Frank Gore, I mean, Southern Miss, they're gonna be that guy's gonna be in the Wildcat, that guy's gonna be getting handoffs, he's gonna be all over the place. So that's what we got. So dog of the week, Ohio over San Diego State. Lock of the week, New Mexico State -7.5 at home versus UMass. And the over under the week, Navy Notre Dame under 50.5 points. I know we got a couple of voicemails. Last week on the Sunbelt podcast, the voicemail, the hotline was going nuts. I'm sure we got some rebuttals to some of those calls, Jeff. But you guys keep calling the hotline, 615-900-4286. Every week, we want the trash talk. We want the analysis. We want the tailgate atmosphere. We want to hear it all. 615-900-4286. Jeff, if you want to hit those voicemails.
First caller's coming from San Antonio. He meant to call for the American show, but he missed it. Second time calling, though. Scotty B.
What's up, boys? Scotty B here, UTSA fan, second time caller. Sorry, I meant to call in for the AAC preview show, but life, kids got in the way. But I'm calling now. My hot take, well, I have a couple hot takes, or a few of them, but my hot take for the UTSA season is the running game. I think we have our most productive running back room in UTSA history. I think Frank Harris has a great season, but I think you see us lean on the run a lot. We got a healthy offensive line, and then Kavorian Barnes, I think easily goes over 1,000 this year. And I think we see Rocco Griffin come in and have a huge impact also. Probably hit somewhere between that 500, 750-yard mark. My hot take for the ACC this season is that no team has an undefeated conference record going into the championship. I think Tulane, SMU, I think they drop one or two, if not more, going into the end of the season. If you just look at history, SMU's never finished the season with less than, or not never, but since 1984, it hasn't finished the season with less than 3 losses. So I just don't see it. Even UTSA, the FAU game scares me. The Temple game scares me. The Tulane game scares me. But I don't think we see an undefeated conference schedule. I think they're just too tough this year. There's too many good teams. My last, not really hot take, but I want to put Dana Holgerson on notice. Dana, stop drinking so many damn Red Bulls. I hope you're ready for week 1 because we're coming. You need to get a haircut, stop drinking so many Red Bulls, and we'll see you in Houston. Thanks, boys. Have a great week. Thanks for all you do.
Appreciate it, Scotty.
Yeah, great points. Point number 1 on the running game, agree 100%. Jeff, I think you were on that bandwagon after the championship game last year with Kavorian Barnes.
I think a lot of people just think that they're going to air it out this year, and I still think they will. I just have this feeling that they're going to really rely on that running game, and he just really impressed me in that game. He is a combination of speed and power, and not one guy is not bringing him down.
Well, and the running game is going to be the reason why the passing game works so well and why it works so efficiently. When you're going off that play action, not only are you going to have receivers out there open, but if they happen to be covered off the play action, you got Frank Harris who can run and take the ball up the field for huge gains. So just having all of those aspects to this offense, I know we've been talking about it all offseason and last season. I mean, this offense is one of, if not the best offense in the AAC. So, and all of Group of 5 football teams in general. So, really excited to watch them play this year. They're gonna score a lot of points.
Yeah, they're gonna be good. And then point number 2, yeah, I mean, that's a good point on the schedule. That being said, I mean, one of the reasons I was so high on SMU is because their schedule. So they will have to lose a game that they're not favored in, probably, which they might. Which he made a good point. History shows that they would. And then, yeah, with Tulane and UTSA playing each other, and then some of the other games, you got Memphis in there that could beat some teams. So the American's deep. There's so many teams, you just never know. And then point 3, yeah, Dana Holgerson, that guy. I mean, I don't know. On Twitter, you get a thread every once in a while of like, it'll show like college football coaches what their profession would be if they weren't a coach. Dana Holgerson, I don't know what, a used car salesman maybe.
I'd say a high school chemistry teacher.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good one. But
did somebody interview him recently and he was talking about how the Alamo Dome, like he claimed that the Alamo Dome was like, what's it called? Like putting in like noise or like crowd noise into like through the speakers or something. I
think I did see something like that. Yeah. Well, he said it. I know he said it before the game last year.
Okay, that was last year.
Houston will, quote, be on the lookout for artificial noise that is pumped into the stadium speakers.
That's just the dome,
man. We've been there. We can confirm that
ain't no pumping going on.
There ain't no pumping crowd noise through those speakers. It's just loud. The fans are loud.
Yeah, and it's a dome, and we knew that. I mean, what did we talk about being there? A dome with 40,000 is going to sound like an outdoor stadium with 80, 90K. So, and it sure as hell did. But What else? What else we got, Jeff?
Got our next caller. I don't think he's called in before, but Grant Horn.
Gentlemen. First off, thank you all for what you do in covering the Group of Five. This is Grant Horn, longtime listener. I know I'm kind of lurking the shadows, not always active in the chat. And apologies for not getting this voice message over to you prior to the Sunbelt episode. But after listening, I have 3 things I really want to call out. Again, first off, thank you for what you do, giving exposure to the Group of Five. It's exposure I think is well-deserved for a lot of the teams that are in, again, the Group of Five are in these conferences. Second, I'm a little upset that not a single JMU fan called in for this episode. And because of that, I now need to go ahead and take this action retrospectively.
Please do.
Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to call out your good friend, longtime caller in, Steeple PC,
great.
and what he is saying about JMU Dukes and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Because I think as much as he wants to say Grayson McCall is the greatest QB in the Sun Belt, which I will agree with, the only reason Grayson can say that is because Todd Centeio is not coming back for the JMU Dukes this season. Now, I'll say this too. Maybe, people, you forget the score of the JMU Coastal game last year, but it was, let me refresh your memory, 47-7. Now, don't get me wrong. I get that Grayson McCall did not play in that game. And I'll tell you, what? Maybe he makes up for 21 points. You know what? Maybe he has a really great game, has 4 touchdown passes, 28 points. Still not enough. Maybe Grayson McCall has the greatest game of his life, puts up 4 passing touchdowns, gets 1 done on his legs, makes up for 35 more points. But guess what, people? That would still not be enough to overcome the absolute thrashing JMU put on Coastal Carolina last year. So I am excited for November 26th in Conway. It's the only other game I have circled on the calendar other than when JMU takes on UVA, because I guarantee that will be just like last year. It'll be our bowl game, because this whole NCAA waiver garbage, honestly, is ridiculous that we weren't given the chance to kind of play for a bowl game after the performance and ability we showed on the field last year. Now, all of that, third point I want to get to here, gentlemen, is more so about Middle Tennessee, and with all conference realignment and everything like that, knowing that you guys are good old Middle Tennessee boys, right? Would you rather have Middle Tennessee be the top dog in CUSA, which I think, and I'm not trying to be mean in saying this, is the worst Group of Five conference at the moment, right? I think it's just behind the MAC just because of all, them getting plundered by everyone last year. But would you rather have Middle Tennessee stay in CUSA, be top dog, or have Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky move into the Sun Belt to sort of round out a very strong Group of Five 16-team league? Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate all you guys do. Talk to you soon.
Appreciate it, Grant. Fantastic call.
Fantastic call.
Great question, too.
That was, I don't even know where to begin, Sprouse. I want you to just be the leader and
I'll
break it down.
Well, I'll begin. First off, Grant, thank you for being the lone James Madison fan on the universe that is not one of the most sensitive Twitter fans in all of history. How many people were so upset at us because James Madison's not included on a graphic that predicts the winner and the runner-up and the dark horse of the conference? You can't win it or be the runner-up of it, because you just said it, Grant. Thank you for knowing the position that your team is in. And you're not a dark horse because everybody thinks you're going to be good. I mean, for God's sakes, they came out of the woodworks on that, Jeff.
They did.
Anyway, but Grant, that was, I don't know where to go. Yeah, great call.
I can answer that last question just because that's just it makes no, I mean,
I got the middle part. So you take the end and I'll get the middle.
I just say it's a no-brainer to me. I think the Sun Belt is that conference right now, and it'd be crazy to say, "Oh, I'd rather be top in CUSA." I agree. If the Power Five at large is trying to make these power conferences, mega conferences, Sun Belt has the momentum right now. And if you want to just go ahead and snag a handful of schools right there, Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee would be awesome additions for the Sun Belt.
New facilities,
especially
plus
with the new facilities that are going in. Yes. It'd be a no-brainer, Massaro. Call them.
And you get that rivalry. You keep that great rivalry.
Rivalry.
And
you
they were
get back
both
to playing Troy again.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. That'd be a
Now,
smart move.
That's not the first time I've heard that, by the way. So I think that it's either just rumor mill, but that's floating out there somewhere. That'd be huge.
Would also let me just play devil's advocate here. It would depend on what the playoff criteria is and what the rest of the conferences do. Because if you end up with a 12-team playoff and you're in a quote unquote bad league that you could just win every year, you're putting yourself in a better position because you know it's like if you want to relate it to the Power Five, right? If you all these teams, they want to go to the SEC or the Big Ten, but yet if you're the middle or the bottom of those conferences, you're never going to win anything ever. So I don't know if you got a chance to go undefeated every other year and make a run at it. But yeah, for TV and for better atmosphere, better rivalries, all that. I mean, the fan I think would much rather see him in the Sun Belt. But I don't know.
I just
Maybe you
think
got a better chance to win.
New facilities plus going back to the Sun Belt, new conference, more competitive conference. I think it's gonna make the MTSU team better, and and they'll be beating like better team, like better quality teams, which I think would position them better for a possible playoff run.
Man, that league would be. I mean, the Sun Belt is so good already, and Middle and Western, just from a program, overall history, all that program standpoint. I mean, good God, that would be a loaded conference. Loaded conference. Jeff, you want to take the middle of that?
Yeah, let me just take the middle. And not that my boy Steeple needs my defense at all, but it's a lot of what ifs and what haves you put in that point. I don't think you have a Centeo on the roster. I could be wrong. I just don't think you have that rare combination of fantastic throwing ability and the ability to run the ball because they ran so many zone read options. Now McLeod, he looks like he's good. I just don't know I'm not confident he's as good as a thrower as Centeo is. You lose Chris Thornton, you lose your top, 3-yard producers on offense. That is just a lot of production to replace. Might have one of the best O-lines in the Sun Belt and a fantastic defense. The question is, can they replace those guys? And where there is no question it's Grayson McCall, it's Sam Pinkney, it's Jared Brown. I mean, they are loaded over at Coastal, and I know they didn't have McCall last year in that game. I just think it's going to be a different story this year. So
Jeff chose Coastal to win the whole thing, didn't he?
Did.
Sure did. Yeah. And I stand by it.
They better learn how to play defense, Jeff.
I don't think anybody in the East.
No.
Marshall, baby. Yeah, Marshall's got, I think, the best defense for sure.
Was that the last call, Jeff?
No, we have one more. Our boy Terry Johnson.
Group of five guys, Terry Johnson here. And, listened to the podcast last week, enjoyed it. Wish I could have joined the live show. But I got some things I got to get off my chest. First of all, how are you guys going to put dark horses at Georgia State, Georgia Southern, and Texas State? Now, I understand Georgia Southern, they have a history of, success, right? But, I mean, they haven't really been competitive, in my opinion, the past, half decade. Georgia State has had all the resources, yet, has not been able to break the ceiling. Same with Texas State. They're a Texas school. They don't really do anything. And y'all do not even mention the Cajuns as a team. I mean, you mentioned, Ben Woolridge, Neil Johnson, but you don't mention the Cajuns? Come on, guys. I know last year was an off year, and we still got a ways to get back. We had some transfers on the defense transfer out. But our defense is still going to be pretty solid. Not as good as last year was solid. Our offense is going to be way better. Got 3 returning starters on the offensive line. We have a stacked running back room, right? We got an experienced quarterback coming back. Even though he was injured, he's coming back, strongly to the team. Our receiving core, probably a little average, but they're going to get there. But you have Georgia State and Texas State above us? Come on now. What is G.J. Kinney going to do that? And I'm sorry, Creme Brulee. You're my boy, but I got to say it. What is GJ Kenny going to do with those 50 some odd transfers that are Power 5 transfers that Coach Spav hasn't already done? Coach Spav already put like 50 some odd transfers in Texas State and still couldn't do anything. But you think GJ Kenny is going to do anything different? I understand he's a successful FCS coach, and I think he's going to be better. But let's be real. He this year is probably going to be year zero for him. Georgia State, come on, Coach. I love Coach Sean Elliott. I think he's awesome. Headbutting players, it's amazing. But what has he done? What has he done? In Georgia Southern, yeah, I love Coach Helton, but I mean, come on, guys. The fact that the Cajuns as a team were barely mentioned, I'm insulted. I'm insulted, and I think for you guys for Sprouse to put Georgia State and Georgia Southern and Mercer with Texas State, it's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. I still love you guys. It's all good. You invited over my house for a fresh gumbo, but you disappoint me. We're gonna surprise some people. All right, we're gonna surprise them. I'm not saying we're gonna go undefeated at 10 wins. We're gonna surprise some people. All right. God bless Group of 5. God bless Group of 5 guys. Go Cajuns. And I know you guys don't like double calls, but I'm calling back one last time. Creme brulee. How can you take back Texas when you're bringing in quarterbacks from Auburn and Arkansas? That's all I got.
Terry was not happy.
I'm happy that he called out the person that used those as dark horses, because old Swaggy didn't say Texas State, Georgia Southern, or Georgia State. I said Southern Miss, which I think Terry respects. All kidding aside, we spoke about Louisiana. We said they're going to be better this year. I didn't say they're going to sneak up on some teams. I said they're going to beat Minnesota.
Because we got that call, which, by the way, I think we have confirmed that was a fraudulent call.
I mean,
we got absolutely trolled, and we got. But we spent a lot of time. We said the offensive line was going to be good. I had Ben Woldridge as the key impact player in the damn conference. And just because I have Georgia State and Georgia Southern as dark horses, that doesn't mean I have them above Louisiana. I probably do have Georgia Southern above Louisiana, but it just means nobody's expecting Georgia State. We expect Louisiana to be better. That's what we all said, Terry.
That term dark horse has got people on edge, because some people think dark horse means, oh, no one's talking about they're going to win the conference. Or my dark horse is you think they're going to be complete diaper ass, but they actually end up being, just a pee-pee diaper. It's actually like they're not terrible. They're going to be, no one's going to talk. They'll be better than what the win-loss ratio is going to be. That's why I had Southern.
Yeah, I think he unplugged his microphone as he got a little animated there. Damn swag bear.
I don't know. I just think Texas State's going to be better. I don't know. I think that they have a much better quarterback this year in Hornsby, if it is the guy, than they had in Lane Hatcher last year. And the biggest key is he's a phenomenal athlete. So it's like Hatcher wasn't that. And then you add, Spav didn't bring in the size and the transfers that Kenny has brought in. And you just look at, Kenny's production. I know it was 1 year at Incarnate Word, but the offensive stats were there. Can he make it translate? I don't know. I have a feeling. I have a gut feeling, and I'm going with it. If there's a team that's going to come out of nowhere and be good, I think it's going to be Texas State.
According to the Oxford Languages Dictionary, well, it's a noun, dark horse, a candidate or competitor about whom little is known, but who unexpectedly wins or succeeds.
There you go.
I don't think Louisiana is an unknown. I think everybody expects them to be better. Terry, I expect you to be better next time you call in, pal.
We love you, Terry. We appreciate you.
Jesus. Billy's going to be back in Louisiana. They'll figure something out pretty quick. Terry, we love you. Thank you for the call. And honestly, though, some honest feedback and calling us out is fantastic. You know, you guys don't have to call each other out every time. Call us out. I mean, hey, all I'm saying is they're going to unexpectedly do better than we think. That's all that means to me.
Coach Elliott better hope so.
Yeah, he better. That's all the voicemails we got, Jeff.
That's it.
You guys keep calling that hotline, 615-900-4286. That is going to be all we've got for the show for tonight. Guys, this season, we are going to be going live Saturday mornings before games on campus for a lot of the weeks. We got a lot of them scheduled out already. Can't promise we're going to get on the ground every single week. We are full-time husbands, dads, employees elsewhere. So we're going to try. So turn off game day, turn off big noon, watch the Group of Five guys, listen to the Group of Five guys. We'll be live every Saturday. Week 1, we will be live from New Orleans, Tulane, South Alabama. Really good, really big Group of Five non-conference game to open the season. If you do like the show, make sure you go to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your best podcast. Subscribe to the channel, like it, leave a comment, leave a 5-star rating and review. Tell your family and friends all about us. Go to all the social media platforms at Group of Five Guys. Follow us. Give us a retweet, a share, a like. Any clicks, comments will help. Keep calling the hotline, 615-900-4286. Or you can go to group-of-5guys.com. Get you some Group of Five Guys swag. I will confirm after the show if we have hats available for your purchase. Group-of-5guys.com. We will catch you on Saturday morning. Hey, also, so sorry we got big news. We got Sean Clark, App State's head coach, on an interview coming up later in this week as well. So be on the lookout for that. We had Matt Mumme from Colorado State on last week, Kenneth Gilstrap from UAB on the week before. A lot of good stuff coming up this season. That's truly all we got for you guys tonight. Group of Five Guys, we are out of here.